computer was created in the 1960s by Edward Thorp, whose intention was to cheat in the Lorentz wheel. So he made a computer very small to fit into his shoe. Now, the first major device that changed the way wearable technologies were seen was invented in the 80s, where they invented the hearing aid that was for persons who had issues with hearing. So this became really, really popular at that time. But before this time, watches, wristwatches, and calculators were things that were seen as wearable technology. In 2002, the wearable technology became more widespread with the invent of the Bluetooth, which made it possible for people to take calls even without using their actual phones. In 2012, a company called Pebble made a wearable that would read notification and even provide it to users with a fully customized face watch. Sorry, the fully customized face. And this turned out to also be the most popular at that time. That's 2012. Thereafter, companies like Apple, Fitbit started creating their own watches. Apple created Apple Watch. Fitbit created a series of extremely popular trackers that doubled as watches. And Google in 2014 finally released their long-awaited Google Glasses. But there was a problem with this glass because it had a camera by the side. So the problem was mainly privacy issues. So they ended up canceling the project after releasing it to a small group of users. So now I'm talking about types of wearables. The first type of wearable on my list is smartwatch, smart eyewear, fitness tracker, smart clothing, wearable camera, wearable medicine. Please, am I still audible?
Go on, can hear you.
All right. So the smartwatch is mobile based. It has GPS. It tracks fitness and health. It uses a range of sensor. It's capable of analyzing hand gestures, and it has so many other features. And the smart glasses. Under smart glasses, we have the binocular, we have virtual realities, we have monochrome. Now, these smart glasses can be divided into two. Those that are paired by a smartphone needed to view smartphone images, or those with separate images requiring a wired connection to the source device. The next on my list is fitness tracker. Fitness trackers are commonly used on the wrist, chest, and ear, and have been designed to monitor and track outdoor sport activities. And they can also measure gym-related metrics such as running speed, running distance, exhalation, pulse rate, and sleeping habits. Now we move over to the next one, which is smart clothing. Smart clothing and body suits provide biometric data such as pulse rate, temperature, muscle stretch, heart rhythm, and physical movement. And these data are transmitted via Bluetooth to an app in real time. So we can see that smart clothing are made available in medical fields, which are mainly used to measure, like I mentioned, heart rhythm and the rest. But how is it used in the military field? With the help of smart clothing, they are able to give a real life update on what is going on the field back to the base center. Now we go over to wearable cameras. Now, wearable cameras are user-friendly. They allow for mobility and flexibility. They come as they can come as small cameras that can be fitted or even worn in the ear, or fitted with caps or helmets, or in form of larger cameras with fitting attachments. Can you see the last picture on this? Hello?
We can see it. Go ahead.
You see the last picture? Okay, so this is to show that the small pocket on our jean was invented for cameras and not for cameras and not for many other things to use it for, which is actually funny. I don't want to mention.
What do we use it for? Okay, wait to the
Okay, some persons hold condoms
Go
in that part, but it's not
Make
really.
them the patient after the class.
Keep going,
Okay.
keep going.
So the next on my list is wearable medical device. A wearable medical device usually consists of one or more band sensors to monitor various physiological data for disease prevention and early diagnosis. Digital health wearable equipment is generally grouped with other wearable equipment such as activity monitor, smart clothes, and patches to help collect relevant patient health data using non-invasive device sensor. Okay, so how does it work? Now, activity trackers rely on sensors for functionality. Most of the time, these sensors are baked into the device itself, though some may be connected wirelessly, like foot pods and chest strap heart rate monitor. Sensors capture data which is typically then stored in the device and eventually sent to companion software where it is processed. The typical setup calls for a mobile app will sync data from wearables. Now, many fitness trackers employ personalized algorithms to analyze data and thereby generate accurate categorized metrics. Heart rate monitors are increasingly common. Typically, chest strap heart rate monitoring device provide a more accurate reading, but wrist-based heart rate monitors are frequently used. So these things are used in these several ways. So now I want to talk about how you can code wearables, what languages you need, and the environment to use. You can see we can languages involved in coding apps for wearables are C++, Java, Swift, Kotlin, C#, Xamarin. And the environment you need is Visual Studio, JetBrains, Android Studio, and the rest. Now, how do you go about it? But before talking about that, let me talk about why it is wise to jump into the wearable app market. We can see that in 2018, it was valued at
Covenant, hello.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you. You have at least 3 minutes more so that we can ask questions and everybody be able to return to their stuff. Time's passing.
So in 2018, it was valued at 11.3 billion. It is projected that in 2025, it will reach 33 billion. That's a CAGR of 14.4% annually. So we can see the growth it takes in a short time. So these are the few steps you can take to create, to do your code your apps for wearables. You can use Visual Studio or Android Studio, and you can also use immersive HD graphic software. And this will help you in your journey to creating apps for wearables. So what's the future of wearable? In the future, wearables will become more invisible, unlike how people are able to spot digital devices as wearables. They will become something that you would not even know that this thing that this person is wearing is a wearable technology. And scientists are trying to make it possible that wearables now have longer battery life. They're looking for a way to convert body heat to power wearables. Wearables in the future will be embedded in the skin, and they will be able to solve more and more medical problems, such as knowing when the body needs insulin, especially for people with diabetes. Wearables will also enable us to authenticate without using certain devices. And also in the future, we will have smart tattoos. In conclusion, in the past, most devices used to have one function. For example, the watches were just used for seeing time and the rest. But nowadays, they are trying, or they are producing wearables that are able to function more than one task. That's multi-task, and all of this is working in order to make life easier and enjoyable for everyone. So this is the end of my presentation. I welcome your questions. Thank you.
I'll ask first. Okay, so that tiny pockets we have there, what's it used for exactly? What people use it for? You said it's just for cameras, and then what did people use it for?
Sorry, is it the question you're asking?
Yeah. Yes. What was it used for?
Okay,
Before you
some
said,
persons. Okay, it's important we get to know the real purpose of certain features we have on our clothes. So the real purpose is to hold cameras on the body, maybe for safety reasons and the rest.
now today, then do that small pocket.
So some persons hold tom in that part of the pocket. So go ahead and hold any of that thing. So
As
it's
they don't get camera.
hello.
As they don't have cameras to put there, what do you expect?
Just know that it's camera that is supposed to be there.
Okay, ma. Who else has a question for us, Fabia? Mohammed is thinking of it. Think of it. Think of it.
You guys have not break the ice of what is making the having the wearables funny on the pocket or where. You need to break the ice.
Which eyes? It's on her one demerit for coming late.
Went here, no, went here.
And everywhere you go.